Really, it wasn't known until like the 80s, the beginning of the 80s, but it's been around since the early 70s. Now it's all through the world. It's in Japan, they're breakdancing in Japan, they're rapping in Japan, scratching, all different countries, France, London. They have even hip-hop series in France, and it's called bebop, and in Africa and all the countries basically. Hip-hop is a subculture that originated originally in South Bronx in the early 70s, and it's when the blacks and Hispanics mixed their styles of dancing and their cultures. It created a new subculture, which is known as hip-hop. Hip-hop consists of scratching, which is the DJ playing his melodies with the record and pulling it back and forth. Rapping is a person who is singing in rhymes, like, "What's up, everybody, and how you been? My name is R.I.P, and I'm here to send." And it's just poetry, but in harmony. Yeah, I'm originally from New York. I was originally, before that, I was from Providence, Rhode Island. And what got me into dancing, period, was Saturday Night Fever. Then I got my chance to go to New York. And then I noticed that in New York, and only in New York at that time, 1978, I was watching these kids, and they were like spinning on their butts and spinning on, trying to get on their head and spin. And I was wondering, well, what is this? Is this a sport? What kind of culture is this? So I got into it more and more, and luckily I found a group, and they were called Dynamic Rockers. They got me into it more, and they started me off. Then I went to another group called Rocksteady. Now those were the kids that were in Flashdance, and I'm sure Flashdance. They were the ones in the street breakdancing. They refined me, and then I went on my own. I got a chance to go with Nike Corporation, and they sponsored me, and they brought me out here to California. See, what they did was they brought me and did all shows all over the country. But when they got to California, I said, I want to stay here. Please forgive me. I want to be a movie star. Nobody breaks like me, and you know it.
He can do all your moves, Oz.
Yeah, right. If he's so funky fresh, why don't you just bring him to me?
When did he run away?
He ran away. He ran away, he ran away. He could not stay. What's the matter? His mom wouldn't let him play?
Yeah, well, some guys aren't as hung up on breaking as you are, babe. But he sure knows how to treat a woman. Ooh, tell him, baby.
What?
What's the matter, Oz? You forget how to rap?
Come here. What's wrong with you? What you been doing with this guy anyways?
Just talking.
About?
A lot of things.
Look.
Dancing. I must say, it was a complete pleasure to spend some time with somebody that's normal for a change.
Well, I'm not normal.
No, you're not normal. You're special to me. It's just... You treat me so rotten.
I'm sorry. And a kiss? Now they're breaking. Let's go. Come on.
Oz!
What? First, it was rough because I had just moved to New York City. I didn't know the lingo, I didn't know really the culture itself. So I had to go against this other guy, and that was the leader of the group. I beat him, and I got into the group. Because myself, I came up with the idea of water breaking. Now, water breaking is linoleum or a surface, doesn't have any surface that's more or less slippery, that you put water on it. And what that does, eliminates any friction. And just like as a motion in motion will stay in motion, if friction is eliminated. So the closer you become to that no friction, the faster you can go. So I said, well, why shouldn't I breakdance with water? And I started doing it. And I did it one day in an audition. And I got it. And I went to Hawaii and I filmed it. And that's the first time it ever came out on television. It was a Mountain Dew commercial. And since then, a lot of kids saw that commercial. A lot of kids started breaking on water. These are called baby windmills, which are the windmills that are fastest because you're using less and the gravitational pull of the earth allows you to go faster. Okay, a basic track would be like this. Then from the track came the halo, which is this, which is the spin around the head. So an air track is no shoulders and no head in the air. Now you will see aerial windmills, which are windmills that are done in the air. Okay, these are called push-up windmills. This is called backspin to headspin, backspin to headspin.
Okay, cut another piece for me.
Windmills, I got all different kinds. Windmills like this, and I'll do windmills holding my foot, and windmills holding my crotch. Don't spin, just stand. The beginning of the head spin. I have two kids with me. These two kids that I've taught, Orko and Caesar, are really good, and they are the strong point now. I've originated a lot, and I keep stressing the idea that the youth are the one that are going to create all our future. And what's funny about it is that when I was in Rhode Island, I was going to college, and I was going to Garces Commercial College, which is computer programming. And my father didn't want me to leave college, but when I seen the movie Flashdance and I saw that my group, you know, was on in the films, that's what made me go back to New York and got that audition for Nike. Oh, because they saw something new. But I saw an audition for an acrobat. And I said, what I do is pretty acrobatic. I mean, I don't flip, and at that time I wasn't flipping or anything. And I said, well, let me give it a shot. And I prayed that night before I went to sleep, and I asked the Lord to help me out. And I went to that practice the next day, and I auditioned, and I got my chance, and then I came out here. And at first, my father didn't really want me to do that, but now he's proud of me. At first, it was just the lower class, our blacks and our Hispanics, you know, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans in New York City. But then it branched off. When it came out here to California, a lot of middle-class kids, they said, well, Mom, I want to do that, you know. These kids spin on their head, I could do that, I'm pretty strong. And before you know it, it's just started spreading. And I've even taught rich kids, you know, upper class, high class, with corporations. Their parents own Coca-Cola, Puma, Nike. And these kids just, it's universal. I feel that it's no class. As far as the lingo, I don't know if in France they go, voulez-vous, yo, what's up, you know? You know, if you were down, yo, what's up, B, you know? My name's Oz and I'm fresh. It used to be like that. But what's more important is that everybody knows that it's fresh and it's new and it should be for everyone. I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, I'm getting close now.
Try more harder.
Yeah, it's hard. freeze.
Me and Osrock, oh my God. Nah, me and that guy, we were, wow. It's just too much for me and this guy. This guy, he was a very creative person. He was a break dancer, but he was also one of the best actors as street, playing on Hill Street Blues, and it also kept him with the little kids itself. Until once upon he got married and he had 2 kids and he went out of town. Some people from Japan, in the Philippines, in the Philippines, had came over there and took his kids and his wife away, and it turned him crazy that he became into a crazy home. I wish that the best for him, but I haven't seen him. It's really sad to hear that.
I would be the most satisfied person on this earth if I could see that our art won't die, that it survives, and that it, like classical music, like rock and roll, we have rapping. Like the art that you see in galleries, that we have our art in those same galleries, as Van Gogh, as all those famous artists from our past.